Here at the CJC, we offer medical exams related to concerns of physical abuse, sexual abuse, or exams for siblings who are at risk because of being in a household where abuse has occurred.
My name is Maisie. I'm a nurse practitioner at the Utah County Children's Justice Center, and I'm part of a team we have of specialized staff that provides medical services. Our team has nurse practitioners, registered nurses, and a medical assistant. The national standard is to offer a medical exam to every child ages 0 to 17 that comes through a child advocacy center like ours. This includes evaluating, diagnosing, and treating patients. There's a skill set that's very unique when you do these exams, especially on children. We stay up to date on training and on research and evidence. We also are available 24/7, so there's always a team that can respond. We also respond to all the emergency departments in Utah County.
I'm Whitney Cope, and I am one of the nurse practitioners on the medical team. When a family comes to the CJC for a medical exam, those visits typically take anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours, and most of that time is not doing an actual physical examination. Most of that time is spent gathering a really comprehensive medical and behavioral history, both from a caregiver and from the child.
We always allow time for children to ask questions about their body or about their health.
Medical exams that we do vary based on the time we are from the incident and the type of abuse that has occurred. An acute exam is something that occurs within 5 days or 120 hours of the abuse. What's different about this exam is that we are more likely to find signs of injury. We are able to collect an evidence kit, also known as a Code R kit. We will collect a kit of swabs from the child's body and/or their clothing to have that processed. We also are within a time frame to be able to offer prophylaxis for infections and pregnancy. The majority of our exams are done on a non-acute basis, meaning that the child is disclosing abuse that's happened weeks, months, or years ago.
There's a myth that if a child has a delayed disclosure, the myth is that, well, they don't need an exam. They don't need any medical services that are specific to abuse. And that's actually not true. There's a lot of good that can come from seeing a child even if they've had a delayed disclosure of sexual or physical abuse.
One of the most important reasons is for children to be reassured that their body is okay after something has happened to them. It's also important for us to be able to do testing for and rule out sexually transmitted infections. We don't always have or see symptoms of these, especially in younger children. And it's also important for them to have a comprehensive medical evaluation. A lot of the children that we serve at the Children's Justice Center may have not had a lot of contact with the healthcare system and may need referrals to either a pediatrician or specialist based on the findings of the medical exam. Most of the time, the exams are going to have normal results, meaning that we won't be able to diagnose anything medically related to sexual contact. It's still important to know that even though those exams are normal, that does not mean that sexual abuse didn't happen. There are studies that show that even when it is known that there has been sexual abuse that has happened, that 95 up to 98% of the time those exams are going to be normal. A lot of the time we are seeing kids on a non-acute basis, meaning the abuse has happened years ago. If that's the case and there was injury when the abuse happened, this injury can heal and leave no evidence. There's a saying in the field that it's normal to be normal, and we still feel that it's important for these kids to have medical exams.
There's a lot of science and research that kind of looks at the association between child abuse and someone's long-term health. And there's negative health consequences that you might think of. Things like mental illness or substance abuse can be associated with child abuse. But even things like cancer, respiratory problems like asthma or COPD, those have all been associated with what are called adverse childhood experiences. All forms of child abuse are an adverse experience. So there's a lot of health components to evaluating a child when there's a suspicion that they've been abused.
So we get a lot of people who are hesitant to refer individuals for exams because they are worried that it will be traumatizing or re-traumatize the child because of what they've already gone through. And I think it's important to know that these exams are not traumatizing. We are a trauma-informed center. All of our providers are trauma-informed, and we do our best to make these exams as tolerable as possible. It's so important for kids to have control over their bodies. We never force kids during these exams, and if they decline a part of the examination, we will listen to them and respect their wishes about their body.
Our job and our main concern is the health and well-being of the child, and so we feel that this is a valuable opportunity that we can offer all of the families that come through our center.